Hello, my beautiful members. This is our first members only video. And today's video is a little different. Most of you know me as Lexi from YouTube. You know me through my live streams and my stories and my weight loss journey, my talks about friendship and healing, purpose, spirituality, and life after 60. But today I want to share something that is a little more special and a little more personal with you. I want to take you on a journey through the places that shaped me into the woman that I am today. Because before I was Lexi on YouTube, I was a little girl from the Bronx, a beach-loving teenager from St. Croix, a young woman growing up in Chicago. And every one of those places left a fingerprint on my heart. So grab a snack, come on back, and let's talk about the places that shaped me. Everybody, you know, some of you know that I was born on August 9th, 1964 in the Bronx, New York. What many people don't know is that I was born 2 months premature. I should have been born in October, but apparently I had somewhere to be. I arrived weighing only 3 pounds. Most of you all heard that story already. And my parents couldn't even bring me home right away because I spent more than a month in an incubator. And sometimes I joke that I've always been in a hurry. I couldn't wait to get here. This Leo energy, had to share it. I couldn't wait for the Libra season. I had to come out in August. Leo season. I spent my early years in the Bronx, near White Plains Road. A lot of you know where that is. And I attended St. Mary's School, a little Catholic school girl in her uniform. That was me. I'll try to pop some pictures out. The Bronx gave me my beginning. It gave me my roots. It gave me my family story. And it gave me 2 parents who loved me enough to fight for that tiny little 3-pound baby. You know, being born in the Bronx, my memories are of trick-or-treating with my friends, running to school because we walked to school. My mother would walk me and a couple of my neighbor friends to school. One was named Anthony. I still remember Anthony. His mother and my mother were best friends. And I haven't seen Anthony since I was 6 years old. So, my God, I wonder what he's doing now. And if his mommy is still here. So, yeah, those are fun memories growing up in the Bronx. Even though I was only there for a short time, only there until I was 6 years old. But my heart was formed on St. Croix, the beautiful island of St. Croix in the United States Virgin Islands. When I was 6 years old, after first grade, my life, it changed forever. It truly did. My mother and father, they separated, and my mother moved us to St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And honestly, this is where so much of who I am was truly born on St. Croix. I had my first Holy Communion there, met some of my best friends there at the age of 7 who are still in my life to this day. To this day. That is true friendship. My confirmation was there, my high school graduation, and this is where I spent endless days on the beach, honey. Every Sunday we went to the beach. Mommy would pack a basket with fried chicken, tuna fish sandwiches, and all kinds of goodies. This is where I learned what community was truly like growing up in the Virgin Islands, because it was a tight-knit community back in the 70s. Everybody knew everybody, and everybody looked out for everybody's child. You know, it was that neighborhood. It was that community. I spent time at Buck Island, which is a national treasure. So beautiful there. Snorkeling. Just amazing. Just amazing. I always spent my time by the water. Always. Every chance I got. And, you know, I made friendships that have lasted decades. Decades there. When I think about St. Croix, though, I always think about my mommy, my beautiful Jewel. My mother worked at a store called Little Switzerland, and eventually she became an operations manager there. And my mother didn't graduate from high school. I think my mom went maybe to 11th grade, I think. And she worked. She wanted to work. So she quit school to work. And, you know, she became one of the most respected women on that island at that time, was my mother Jewel. People trusted her. People sought her opinion always. And whether they were shopping for crystal or china or jewelry, Rolex watches, or asking for advice, you know, people wanted to talk to Jewel. They always wanted to talk to my mommy. Always, always. My mother taught me that, you know, your title isn't what makes you important. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's your character. And everybody loved my mother. And she had a beautiful character. She was that diva, that Scorpio diva, that Scorpio queen. And one of my favorite memories there was going to her job after school. I went to Catholic school, also called St. Mary's. St. Mary's in the Bronx, St. Mary's on St. Croix. And after school, I would walk to her job because my school was in Christiansted in town. And I would walk to her job, and I would sit in the back in the break room, and I would do my homework, and then I'd go out and meet my friends at the library and hang out and play, and then run back at 5 o'clock when I knew she was getting off work. I was learning, you know, grace. I was learning grace from my mother. I didn't realize it then, you know, but I was learning from her every single day. I was learning professionalism from her. And I was learning strength, because she was one strong, strong woman. One strong woman. And my memories of her on the beach in her bikini, you know, she was always happy at the beach. My mother loved to sail, so that's why we went to Buck Island all the time on sailboats. She loved sailing. She loved that life. And that's what shaped me. That's what shaped me. But where I grew up was in Chicago. My mother stayed on St. Croix, but I moved to Chicago at 13, and it changed my life again. I moved to Chicago, and I lived in Hyde Park with my sister, my older sister. I am an only child by my mother, but I have 2 older siblings from my dad, and I'm the baby. I have my oldest sister, who will be 80 years young this year. What a blessing. My sister has overcome cancer. She has lupus, and she's just overcome so many things, you know, so many obstacles, and she's beautiful. She is an educator by profession, and she's just amazing, amazing. And then I have a brother who turned 78 this year, and my brother is amazing as well. I always looked up to him as a little girl, always, my big brother. So, many people, you know, don't know that while I was, you know, my mother's only child, that those are my siblings, right? Before my parents married. And my mother helped to rear them as well. They would spend summers and everything with my mother. My mother loved them. You know, they got everything with mommy, especially my sister. She had a beautiful bedroom. I heard that her colors back then were black and pink. And my mother didn't spare any expense to make her room glorious, glorious. So, living in Hyde Park, you know, it opened up my world in a completely different way. I attended the William H. Ray School. It was a middle school. I attended there for 8th grade. And then I attended Kenwood Academy. And Chicago taught me independence. It truly did. And I met some of the bestest people in my life there in Chicago, and a couple of friends who are still my besties to this very day, since I was 13 years old, to this day. They don't make friendships like that anymore. They truly don't. They don't. Chicago also taught me adaptability, how to adapt to new surroundings. I mean, coming from St. Croix, this beautiful island, this 84 square mile island, to Chicago, the Windy City. I was there during the blizzard of 78. I'll never forget that. As long as I live, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. You know, Chicago taught me how to thrive in a place that felt completely different from the island life that I knew, that I grew up with. And just like St. Croix, Chicago gave me friendships, wow, that have lasted, like I said, a lifetime, a lifetime. And when friendships survive for decades, they become family. And these are my sisters, my sisters. And then I returned to St. Croix, eventually, you know, and I graduated from the Manor School in Princess. It's no longer there now. And after that, you know, life truly began for me. I moved back to New York, and I have lived many lives since then, many lives since then. I've been a daughter, a sister, a mother, a caregiver, a woman who has had to start over more than once, a woman who has lost over 100 pounds after menopause. Like, who does that? And a woman who reinvented herself after 60, because I sure have reinvented myself here. I truly have. And I'm a woman who started a YouTube channel and found a community that I never expected to find. I never expected to find. These places taught me, you know, when I look back now, I realize every place gave me something. The Bronx, it gave me my beginning, St. Croix gave me my heart. And Chicago gave me my independence. It truly did. And every step along the way helped shape the woman sitting in front of you today. Helped shape me into the person that I am. Helped shape me. Because home isn't always a place. It's not always a place. Sometimes home is a lesson. Sometimes home is a lesson. Sometimes home is a memory. And sometimes home is the people who loved us. The people who loved us. And sometimes home is the person we become, you know, because of everything that we've lived through. Everything that we've lived through. I just want to thank you for spending this time with me, for being here with me. I want to thank you for believing in this channel, because you wouldn't have become a member if you didn't. And I thank you for helping me to build something that will outlive me and become a part of the legacy I leave for my Zoe, which most of you all know. I appreciate every one of you, each and every one of you. I am so grateful for you, so grateful for you. You know that I love you all plenty, plenty. I see you. I see you. I truly do. And I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. So I just want to say that's it for our first members only video. Just a little bit about me, just a little snippet, a few little things that you may not have known. And we'll do more of these for sure, with some fun facts about me and my life thus far. So, deuces as always. Thank you for being here and being a member. I appreciate you so much. And I thank you. I think my member, let's see, the longest member I think I've had here is Alvin. I love Alvin so much. He's taught me so much about being a good person here, you know, being a true friend, right? He's so kind, and I love him. And there are so many of you, and I thank you so much. I would name each of you by name, but of course I didn't bring that information with me today. So I just want to say I appreciate you, and I thank you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.